The Power of Inner Dialogue, a 3-day journey of transformation. Imagine waking up on an ordinary morning and realizing that every word you've ever spoken to yourself has been like a tiny seed planted in the garden of your reality. Some of these seeds have blossomed into radiant flowers, while others have grown into weeds that choke your dreams. This is the power of inner dialogue, a force as subtle as it is profound. According to the brilliant neuroscientist and mystic Jacobo Grinberg, this force has the ability to rewrite not only our personal history, but the very fabric of the reality we experience. In his apartment in Mexico City, before his mysterious disappearance in 1994, Grinberg spent years researching how our minds interact with the fabric of the universe. Through extensive studies with Mexican shamans and rigorous scientific analysis, he uncovered something extraordinary. Our thoughts and words are not merely byproducts of neurochemical processes, but living bridges between our individual consciousness and the unified field of all existence. The sound of the alarm clock in the morning, the reflection in the mirror while brushing your teeth, the steaming coffee on the table, each moment of our day is infused with a constant dialogue with ourselves. I'm late again. Why can't I be more organized? This day is going to be tough. Seemingly innocent words that, when repeated day after day, weave the tapestry of our lived experience. To grasp the depth of this discovery, we must first acknowledge that we live in a fundamentally interconnected universe. Modern quantum physics, a field that deeply fascinated Grinberg, reveals that at the most fundamental level of reality, everything is intertwined in a cosmic dance of energy and information. Our words, charged with intention and emotion, are not just sound vibrations. They are patterns of energy that interact with this universal field. Imagine a perfectly calm pond at dawn. Each thought, each word we speak to ourselves is like a small stone cast into its waters. The ripples expand, touching every part of the surface, subtly altering the entire system. In the same way, our internal dialogue creates ripples in the field of consciousness, affecting not only our immediate mental state, but also the possibilities that manifest in our lives. In his studies with Mexican shamans, particularly with the renowned healer Barbara Guerrero, known as Pachita, Grinberg observed how the altered state of consciousness during healing rituals was intrinsically linked to the healer's internal dialogue. It wasn't just the words spoken aloud that mattered, but primarily the silent dialogue the shaman maintained with the unified field of reality. This discovery led Grinberg to formulate his theory of the neuronal lattice, a model proposing that our perception of reality is created through a continuous process of interaction between our individual mind and a holographic field of information that permeates the entire universe. In this model, our internal words act as programming that shapes how this field manifests in our personal experience. Consider how you feel when you wake up repeating to yourself, "I am exhausted," versus "I feel refreshed and ready for a new day." The difference lies not only in the semantic meaning of the words, but in the energetic vibration they carry and how that vibration interacts with the quantum field around us. Each word is like a specific frequency that resonates with different possibilities in the vast ocean of quantum potential. But here is the most extraordinary part of Grinberg's discovery. We can consciously reprogram this internal dialogue. We are not bound by the habitual patterns of thought inherited from our upbringing, culture, or past experiences. Through a specific process of transforming our internal dialogue, we can literally rewrite our personal reality code. It is as though each of us is a composer, constantly crafting the symphony of our lives through the words we choose to use in our inner conversations. Some compose unconsciously, repeating the same limiting refrains day after day. Others begin to awaken to the power of their internal orchestration, consciously selecting the notes they wish to play in the grand concert of existence. In the chapters to come, we will explore how we can transform our internal dialogue in just 3 days, using principles grounded in the revolutionary discoveries of Grinberg. We will see how small shifts in our words can create ripples that grow into waves of transformation in our lives, and how we can attune our personal frequency to the infinite possibilities the universe has to offer. Like a melody resonating in an empty room, Every word we utter internally vibrates through the subtle dimensions of our existence. This chapter takes us on a deep exploration of how our internal dialogue interacts with the quantum field, shaping the reality we experience in every moment. Grinberg, in his extensive research on the nature of consciousness, discovered an intimate relationship between the quality of our thoughts and how the universe responds to them. This is not merely about superficial positive thinking, but a profound understanding of how our consciousness interacts with the fabric of reality. When we wake in the morning and begin our habitual internal dialogue, we rarely realize that we are, in fact, dancing with the universe. Every thought, every word we choose to use internally generates a specific vibration that resonates with different aspects of the quantum field. It's as if we are in a room filled with musical instruments. Each word we think plucks specific strings, creating a unique symphony that becomes our lived experience. Grinberg's work with Mexican shamans revealed something even more extraordinary: the ability of certain individuals to alter reality through altered states of consciousness was directly tied to the quality of their internal dialogue. The shamans did not see their thoughts as separate from the external world. To them, thought and reality were different facets of the same cosmic dance. This understanding finds surprising support in modern quantum physics. The famous double-slit experiment, for instance, demonstrates that the mere observation of a quantum phenomenon alters its behavior. Our consciousness, through our intention, and attention, literally shapes reality at its most fundamental level. And what is the most direct tool we have to direct our consciousness? Our internal dialogue. Imagine your internal dialogue as a river of energy flowing ceaselessly through your awareness. Each word carries a specific frequency, a unique vibration that interacts with the quantum field around you. When we internally say, "I can't," "it's too hard," or "this will never work," we are literally programming the quantum field to manifest these limitations in our experience. On the other hand, when we consciously transform our inner dialogue to reflect possibilities rather than limitations, something extraordinary occurs. The quantum field begins to realign itself to mirror this new frequency. It's akin to tuning a radio to a different station. The music has always been there, but we can only hear it when we tune into the correct frequency. Grinberg discovered that this process of tuning is neither mystical nor supernatural. It is a natural capacity of our consciousness that can be cultivated and refined. In his experiments with electroencephalography, he demonstrated how different thought patterns produced distinct patterns of brain activity, which in turn appeared to correlate with different manifestations in external reality. The key lies in the coherence between our inner dialogue and our deepest intention. When our internal words align with our true desires, we create a powerful resonant field that begins to attract corresponding experiences. It's like an energetic magnet, drawing into our lives circumstances that match the frequency of our thoughts. However, there is a crucial aspect that many overlook. Emotion is the catalyst that amplifies this process. Mechanically thought-out words, devoid of emotional engagement, are like seeds cast onto barren soil. It is emotion that breathes life into words, imbuing them with the power of manifestation. When we combine conscious words with authentic emotion, we create what Grinberg referred to as fields of coherence, states of consciousness capable of reorganizing the very fabric of reality. Over the next 3 days, we will learn how to consciously create these fields of coherence, using our internal dialogue in an entirely new way. We will explore how subtle shifts in our words, when paired with genuine emotion and clear intention, can bring about profound changes in our life experience. However, before we proceed, it is essential to understand that this is not a mechanical process of merely repeating positive affirmations. It is a deep practice of reconnecting with the quantum field through the awareness of our words. It is an invitation to consciously participate in the cosmic dance of creation, using our inner dialogue as an instrument of transformation. As we embark on this journey, remember, every word you speak to yourself is a note in the symphony of your life. Choose your words mindfully, infuse them with authentic emotion, and witness how the universe begins to move in harmony with your new song. The sun rises on the horizon of your first day of transformation. This is no ordinary day. It is the beginning of a journey that will fundamentally alter your relationship with your inner words and, consequently, with your entire reality. As Grinberg often emphasized, the first step toward any profound transformation is the awakening of consciousness. Picture your mind as a vast forest, where your thoughts are like birds flitting from branch to branch. For years, you may have been a passive observer of this ceaseless flight, allowing your thoughts to follow habitual patterns established over time. Today, you become the conscious guardian of this forest, beginning to perceive every bird thought that crosses the sky of your mind. The process begins the moment you open your eyes in the morning. Before even getting out of bed, become aware of the first words that arise in your mind. Are they words of positive anticipation for the day ahead, or do they carry the weight of worry and fatigue? Do not judge what you find, simply observe like a curious scientist studying a fascinating phenomenon. Grinberg discovered in his research that this moment of awakening is particularly powerful for reprogramming internal dialogue. The brain is naturally more receptive to new programming in the first moments after waking, when brain waves are transitioning from theta to alpha. It is as if the neural field is more malleable, more open to receiving new impressions. During this first day, your primary task is simply to observe. Keep a small notebook or use your phone to record the phrases that most frequently appear in your internal dialogue. Pay special attention to moments of challenge, when something doesn't go as planned, when someone criticizes you, when you look in the mirror. What are the automatic words that arise in these moments? As the day unfolds, you will begin to notice surprising patterns. Perhaps you'll discover that certain situations always trigger the same kind of negative internal dialogue. Or you might realize that you have a habit of downplaying your achievements with self-deprecating words. This process of mindful observation is in itself transformative. As Grinberg often said, awareness is the first catalyst of change. During your meals, practice what we call conscious verbal nourishment. Pay attention to the words you use, internally about food, your body, and the act of eating. Gradually transform any negative dialogues into expressions of gratitude and mindful nourishment. This food nourishes my body is a vastly different statement from I shouldn't be eating this. In your work or study environment, become especially attentive to the words you use regarding your abilities and challenges. When a difficult task arises, what is your immediate internal dialogue? Begin to notice how these automatic words may be shaping a reality of limitation or possibility. A particularly powerful exercise for this first day is what Grinberg referred to as the conscious pause. Every hour when you hear the alarm you've set on your phone, stop for 30 seconds, take a deep breath, and observe the words flowing through your mind at that very moment. Don't try to change them yet. Simply notice their quality, their energy, their frequency. In the evening, before going to sleep, take a few minutes to review your notes from the day. What patterns did you notice? Which words were most frequent in your inner dialogue? How might these words be influencing your experience of reality? This moment of reflection is crucial for laying the groundwork for the deeper transformations that will unfold in the coming days. One fascinating insight Grinberg uncovered in his research is that the simple act of consciously observing your inner dialogue begins to alter it. It's as if the act of conscious observation creates a field of coherence that naturally starts to elevate the frequency of your thoughts. You may notice that simply by being more aware, some automatic negative words already begin to lose their grip. As you prepare to sleep, practice what we call the nightly verbal blessing. Say to yourself with complete sincerity, I am grateful for this day of awakening. Every moment of awareness is a step toward my transformation. As I sleep, my mind reorganizes into higher patterns of thought. This first day may seem simple. After all, you are merely observing. But do not underestimate the power of this practice. As Grinberg demonstrated in his studies, conscious observation is the foundation of all quantum transformation. You are literally beginning to reconfigure the neural field that determines your experience of reality. Tomorrow, we will begin actively working with the transformation of the words you observe today. But for now, allow yourself to simply be the conscious observer of your mental forest. Every moment of attention is a seed of transformation being planted in the fertile soil of your consciousness. Welcome to the second day of your transformative journey. If the first day was dedicated to conscious observation, today we will take a step further. We will begin the active process of transforming our inner dialogue. Like an alchemist learning to turn base metals into gold, you will learn to transform limiting words into affirmations of power and possibility. Grinberg discovered in his research that there is a critical moment between the observation of a mental pattern and its transformation. It is as if there were a quantum window, a space of possibilities where old patterns can be reorganized into new configurations. This second day is dedicated to working consciously within this window of transformation. Begin the day with what we call the quantum mirror ritual. Before engaging in any other activity, position yourself in front of a mirror and observe your reflection for a few moments. Notice the first words that arise in your mind as you observe yourself. Now consciously, begin to transform them. If yesterday you noticed that you often criticize your appearance, today you will practice the art of conscious appreciation. But this is not merely about mechanically replacing negative words with positive ones. Grinberg emphasized that true transformation occurs when we are able to alter the vibrational frequency of our thoughts. To achieve this, each new word must be imbued with genuine emotion and clear intention. For instance, if you often tell yourself internally, "I'm always late," it's not enough to simply switch to saying, "I am punctual." You must feel the energy of punctuality, visualize yourself arriving on time, and experience the sensation of organization and respect for time. The new affirmation should be something like, "I choose to organize my time wisely and respectfully, arriving punctually to all my commitments." On this second day, you will work with what Grinberg referred to as transformation pairs, identifying a limiting word or phrase and consciously creating its evolved counterpart. This process is not a denial of the negative, but a conscious transmutation. Every limiting word carries within it the seed of its own transformation. In work or study situations, practice conscious verbal breathing. Before responding to a challenging email or tackling a difficult task, pause for a moment. Take a deep breath and observe the words that arise naturally. Now, consciously choose new words that elevate the frequency of the situation. This is impossible transforms into, "I find creative solutions to this challenge." A crucial insight uncovered by Grinberg is that the neuronal field responds more profoundly to affirmations that incorporate action and movement. Instead of stating, I am prosperous," which is a static condition, try "I prosper more and more," attracting abundance through my conscious actions. The inclusion of movement in the affirmation creates a dynamic field that facilitates manifestation. During daily meals, practice what we refer to as expanded conscious verbal nourishment. Beyond transforming words related to food and the body, incorporate the dimension of conscious gratitude. This food nourishes every cell of my body with vitality and health. I am grateful for the abundance that manifests in my life. In interactions with others, become especially mindful of the words you use internally about them. If you notice a pattern of judgment, practice conscious transformation. "She is always so negative" can be transformed into, "I see the potential for light in every person and interact with compassion and understanding." A powerful exercise for this second day is what Grinberg called quantum reprogramming. Every hour when your alarm sounds, pause for a minute. Identify the most limiting word or phrase you've used in the past hour and consciously craft its transformation. Write, both in your notebook, the old and the new, and feel the energetic difference between them. In the evening before sleep, practice the verbal integration ritual. Review your notes from the day, observing all the transformation pairs you've created. For each one, close your eyes and visualize yourself living the reality of the new, verbal frequency. Feel what your day would be like if these new words were your natural reality. Grinberg discovered that the period before sleep is particularly powerful for this integration as the brain naturally enters more receptive theta wave states. Use this moment to plant the seeds of new verbal frequencies in your neural field. A fascinating aspect of this process is that you may begin to notice subtle shifts in your external reality as early as the second day. Situations that would typically irritate you might feel less intense. People may respond to you differently. These are the first signs that your personal quantum field is beginning to reorganize in response to the new verbal frequencies. Remember, this is not an exercise in denial or suppression. It is not about pretending that negative thoughts do not exist, but rather about consciously choosing to transform them into higher frequencies. As Grinberg always emphasized, true transformation occurs when we accept where we are and consciously choose to evolve. As you conclude this second day, take a moment to thank yourself for your commitment to your evolution. Every word transformed is a step toward a new reality. Tomorrow, on the third day, we will learn how to anchor these transformations even more deeply within your personal quantum field. The third day of your transformative journey dawns. If in the previous days you awakened your awareness and began the alchemy of words, today you will learn to anchor these changes deeply within your neural field. As Grinberg discovered in his research, it is the consistency and depth of practice that determine its permanence in the fabric of reality. This third day is akin to the process of tempering a newly forged sword. It is the moment to strengthen and stabilize the transformations you have initiated. The neural field, as Grinberg demonstrated in his electroencephalography studies, possesses a remarkable capacity for self-organization when consistently exposed to new patterns of thought. Begin the day with what we call the unified frequency meditation. Before even getting out of bed, remain lying down for 5 minutes, breathing deeply. Visualize all the new words and affirmations you have worked on over the past 2 days as beams of golden light circulating within your energy field. Feel how each new word resonates in harmony with your deepest self. On this third day, you will practice what Grinberg referred to as quantum synchronization, the process of aligning your inner dialogue with the highest frequencies of the universal field. This is not merely about repeating positive affirmations, but about tuning your entire being to the vibration of these words. A fundamental exercise for today is the conscious walk. For at least 15 minutes, take a walk while giving your full attention to your inner dialogue. With each step, synchronize your new affirmations with the natural rhythm of your movement. It is as if each step anchors these new frequencies more deeply into your energy field. In work or study situations, practice the verbal flow state. Instead of automatically reacting to challenges, create a small space between the stimulus and your internal response. In this space, consciously choose words that align your energy with your highest potential. This project is a realm of infinite possibilities where I express my creativity and excellence. Grinberg discovered that our neural field responds particularly well to affirmations that integrate different aspects of our experience. For instance, instead of simply stating "I am prosperous," craft an affirmation that encompasses mind, body, and spirit. My clear mind, vital body, and elevated spirit naturally attract abundance in all areas of my life. During meals, practice what we call conscious communion. Transform the act of eating into a sacred ritual of connection with the universe's abundance. Each bite is an opportunity to anchor more deeply the frequency of gratitude and conscious nourishment within your energy field. A crucial aspect of this third day is working with what Grinberg referred to as morphogenetic resonance fields. You will begin to notice that your new words and affirmations not only affect you, but also create a field of positive influence around you. Observe how people respond differently to your new verbal frequency. In the afternoon, practice the expanded quantum mirror ritual. Gaze at yourself in the mirror for a few minutes, but now go beyond physical appearance. See the luminous being that you are capable of creating realities through the conscious power of your words. Declare with conviction, "I am a conscious creator, shaping my reality through the sacred power of my words." A powerful exercise for today is what Grinberg referred to as multidimensional anchoring. Every hour, when your alarm sounds, pause for 2 minutes. Close your eyes and feel your new affirmations resonating across different levels of your being. physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. It is as if each level were a string on a musical instrument, vibrating in perfect harmony. In your interactions with others, practice conscious quantum communication. Before each meaningful interaction, take a moment to pause and align your inner dialogue with the frequency of love and understanding. You will notice that your external words naturally become more potent and transformative when they emerge from a harmonious, internal field. In the evening, before sleep, perform the final integration ritual. Sit in silence for 15 minutes, mentally reviewing your journey over the past 3 days. Feel gratitude for every insight, every transformation, and every moment of expanded awareness. Declare with conviction, these new verbal frequencies are permanently integrated into my energetic field, creating a reality of harmony, abundance, and fulfillment. Grinberg emphasized that true transformation is not a singular event, but an ongoing process of conscious evolution. This third day is not an end, but a new beginning. You now possess the tools to continue evolving your inner dialogue, creating realities increasingly aligned with your highest potential. As you prepare for sleep, make one final powerful affirmation. As I sleep, these new verbal frequencies integrate deeply into every level of my being. I awaken each day more aware, more powerful, more aligned with my true essence. To truly understand the power of inner dialogue in transforming reality, we must delve into the scientific discoveries that underpin this practice. The pioneering work of Jacobo Grinberg was not based solely on subjective observations, but on a profound understanding of the intersection between neuroscience, quantum physics, and consciousness. In his laboratory at the National Autonomous University of Mexico, Grinberg conducted extensive studies on what he termed neuronal syntax, the patterns of brain activity corresponding to different states of consciousness. Through sophisticated electroencephalography equipment, he discovered that our inner dialogue is not merely an abstract mental activity, but a process that leaves measurable imprints on our brain. One of Grinberg's most significant findings was the discovery that different types of inner dialogue produce distinct patterns of neural coherence. When a person engages in negative and limiting self-talk, the patterns of brain activity tend to be more chaotic and disorganized. In contrast, when the inner dialogue is positive and aligned with elevated states of consciousness, a more coherent and harmonious pattern emerges. This discovery finds surprising support in modern research on neuroplasticity. Scientists such as Norman Doidge and Jeffrey Schwartz have demonstrated that our thoughts and words are not merely byproducts of brain activity, but active agents in reshaping our neural networks. Each time we repeat a thought or a word, we strengthen certain neural circuits while weakening others. The most revolutionary aspect of Grinberg's work was his theory of the neuronal lattice, a model proposing that our brain is not just an information processor, but an interface with a broader field of consciousness. According to this theory, our internal dialogue acts as a program that configures how our brain interacts with this universal field of information. This idea finds intriguing parallels in modern quantum physics. The principle of quantum non-locality, experimentally demonstrated by Alain Aspect and others, suggests that particles that have once interacted remain connected regardless of distance. Similarly, Grinberg proposed that our thoughts and words create fields of influence that extend beyond the physical boundaries of the brain. Research in epigenetics offers another fascinating perspective on how our internal dialogue can influence physical reality. Scientists like Bruce Lipton have shown that our thoughts and beliefs can literally turn genes on and off, influencing our genetic expression. Internal dialogue is not just a mental activity, but a biological signal that influences every cell in our body. Grinberg's studies on altered states of consciousness revealed another crucial aspect: the importance of emotional coherence. Through precise measurements of the brain activity of shamans during healing rituals, he discovered that heightened emotional states produce a unique form of neural coherence that appears to amplify the influence of internal dialogue on the field of reality. This finding aligns with modern research on heart coherence conducted by the HeartMath Institute. Their studies have shown that when our thoughts and emotions are aligned in positive states, the heart generates a more coherent electromagnetic field that can be measured several meters away from the body. A particularly intriguing aspect of Grinberg's work was his investigation into what he termed fields of synchronicity. He observed that when a person maintains a consistent and emotionally coherent internal dialogue, they begin to experience a notable increase in meaningful coincidences in their life, a phenomenon Carl Jung referred to as synchronicity. Modern neuroscience offers a possible explanation for this phenomenon through the reticular activating system, RAS, a neural network that acts as a filter for our conscious perception. Our internal dialogue effectively programs this system to notice and pay attention to certain information while ignoring other data, thereby shaping our subjective experience of reality. Grinberg's experiments with advanced meditators revealed another fascinating aspect. When a person achieves a state of deep coherence through conscious internal dialogue, their neural field appears to develop properties similar to a laser, a phenomenon he called biocoherence. In this state, thoughts and words seem to possess an amplified power to influence reality. This idea finds intriguing parallels in Rupert Sheldrake's theory of morphogenetic fields. Just as a laser is coherent light capable of achieving feats impossible for ordinary light, a coherent neural field may have far more profound effects on reality than chaotic and disorganized thought patterns. Grinberg's research on the role of the observer in quantum reality offers further insights into how our internal dialogue can influence seemingly external events. Your experiments suggest that consciousness is not merely a passive observer of reality, but an active participant in its continuous creation. This understanding is deeply aligned with modern interpretations of quantum mechanics, particularly the work of physicists like Henry Stapp, who propose that the observer's consciousness plays a fundamental role in the collapse of the quantum wave function, the process by which possibilities transform into concrete realities. Perhaps Grinberg's most profound contribution was his demonstration that these are not just abstract theories, but principles that can be practically applied to transform our lives. The exercises and practices explored in the previous chapters are grounded in this solid scientific foundation. The true art of transformation through internal dialogue does not lie solely in intensive 3-day practices, but in their harmonious integration into the natural flow of daily life. As Grinberg often emphasized, expanded consciousness must become our natural state, not just an occasional experience. Imagine your consciousness as a garden you tend to daily. The 3 days of intensive practice you experienced are like a deep renewal of this garden, removing weeds, preparing the soil, planting new seeds. Now it is time to learn the art of daily maintenance, the constant cultivation that allows these seeds to fully blossom. In his observations of Mexican shamans, Grinberg noted something fascinating. They did not separate their spiritual practices from everyday life. Every action, every moment, was an opportunity to maintain and deepen their state of expanded consciousness. Similarly, you can transform everyday activities into opportunities to practice conscious internal dialogue. Awakening in the morning, for instance, can transform into a sacred moment of reconnection with your practice. Before even glancing at your phone or diving into your daily tasks, dedicate a few minutes to attune your inner dialogue to higher frequencies. This new day is a precious gift where I manifest my highest potential. Every moment is an opportunity for conscious expression. During your shower, turn this daily routine into a ritual of energetic purification. As the water flows over your body, practice what Grinberg referred to as neural cleansing, allowing the water to wash away any limiting thought patterns that may have accumulated. Affirm within yourself, each drop of water cleanses and revitalizes my energy field. My thoughts flow in harmony with the abundance of the universe. While commuting or on public transport, instead of getting lost in worries or frustrations, transform this time into a practice of conscious expansion. Observe your inner dialogue about the people and situations around you. Practice transmuting judgments into understanding, impatience into acceptance. Every person I encounter is a mirror of some aspect of the infinite. I move in harmony with the flow of life. In the workplace, where challenges and pressures can easily lead us back to old patterns of internal dialogue, establish anchors of awareness. This could be a small object on your desk, an image on your computer, or even your coffee cup. Each time your attention turns to this anchor, take a conscious pause to realign your internal dialogue. Grinberg discovered that our neural field responds particularly well to regular, even brief rituals. Set up checkpoints throughout your day. These can be as simple as passing through a specific doorway or glancing at the clock at certain times. These moments become natural opportunities to check in and readjust your internal dialogue. During meals, transform the act of eating into a practice of mindful presence. Instead of eating automatically while working or watching TV, dedicate a few moments to be fully present with your food. Your internal dialogue can focus on gratitude, mindful nourishment, and the connection to the abundance of the universe. In your social interactions, practice what Grinberg referred to as the expanded resonance field. Before each meaningful interaction, take a brief pause to align your internal dialogue with the frequency of love and understanding. You will discover that your outward words naturally become more potent and transformative when they emerge from a harmonious inner state. In moments of challenge or stress, which will inevitably arise, transform them into opportunities to practice instant verbal alchemy. Instead of reacting automatically with negative internal dialogue, pause, breathe, and consciously choose words that elevate the frequency of the situation. This challenge is an opportunity for growth. I respond with wisdom and clarity. The nighttime offers special opportunities for integration. During your bedtime routine, practice what Grinberg referred to as conscious review. Mentally revisit your day, noting moments when your internal dialogue was particularly mindful and moments where you could have made different choices. In your leisure and recreational activities, maintain awareness of your internal dialogue without losing spontaneity and joy. Whether watching a movie, playing a sport, or spending time with friends, allow your internal dialogue to remain elevated and conscious, yet natural and fluid. Regular physical practice, be it yoga, walking, gym workouts, or any other activity, can become a powerful support for your conscious internal dialogue. Synchronize your positive affirmations with the natural rhythm of your breath and movement. The body thus becomes an ally in anchoring higher frequencies. In moments of rest and relaxation, practice what Grinberg referred to as the state of conscious receptivity. Rather than simply shutting down, maintain a gentle awareness of your inner dialogue, allowing it to naturally align with subtler and higher frequencies. The key to successful integration is kindness toward yourself. It is not about maintaining rigid control over your thoughts, but rather cultivating a loving and steady awareness. As Grinberg always emphasized, true transformation occurs through acceptance and love, not through control and effort. We have reached the pinnacle of our transformative journey through conscious inner dialogue. Like a symphony reaching its final movement, this is the moment to integrate all the notes we have played thus far into a transcendent harmony that will continue to resonate in your life far beyond these pages. Jacobo Grinberg, in his final writings before his mysterious disappearance, spoke of what he called the infinite horizon of consciousness, a state where inner dialogue becomes so refined and elevated that it begins to transcend the normal limitations of space-time. It is as if our internal words, when sufficiently purified and aligned, become keys that unlock portals to expanded dimensions of reality. Think of your journey thus far as an ascending spiral. On the first day, you awakened to the awareness of your inner dialogue, observing how your words shape your reality moment by moment. On the second day, you began the active practice of verbal alchemy, transforming limiting patterns into declarations of power. By the third day, you had anchored these new frequencies within your neural field. Yet, this is merely the beginning. The true potential of conscious inner dialogue is boundless, just as the capacity for human consciousness to expand is infinite. Each new layer of understanding you reach unveils even vaster horizons to explore. Grinberg discovered in his research that there exists a critical mass point in the practice of conscious inner dialogue, a moment when transformations cease to be incremental changes and instead become quantum leaps in perception and manifestation. It is as though our neural field, after sufficient consistent practice, develops entirely new properties. One fascinating aspect of this process is what Grinberg termed the butterfly effect of consciousness. Just as a butterfly flapping its wings in Brazil could theoretically cause a tornado in Texas, subtle shifts in our inner dialogue can create ripples that expand in unpredictable and wondrous ways across the field of reality. Imagine your inner dialogue as a river flowing into the vast ocean of universal consciousness. The more you practice verbal awareness, the clearer and more powerful this river becomes. At some point, it reaches a velocity and clarity so profound that it begins to influence not only your personal reality, but also the collective field of human consciousness. This is a profound responsibility and at the same time an extraordinary privilege. Every time you choose to elevate your inner dialogue to higher frequencies of love, compassion, and wisdom, you are contributing to the elevation of humanity's collective field. Your inner words become notes in the grand symphony of conscious evolution. The shamans studied by Grinberg spoke of reaching a state where words become seeds of light, vibrations so refined and powerful that they have the ability to reorganize the very fabric of reality. This is not some inaccessible mystical state, but a natural potential that reveals itself through the consistent practice of conscious inner dialogue. As you continue your practice, you will begin to notice increasingly profound synchronicities in your life. Significant events align naturally, opportunities arise in unexpected ways, and your reality begins to reflect more faithfully the elevated frequency of your inner dialogue. A crucial aspect of this ongoing journey is what Grinberg referred to as the spiral of positive feedback. The more you practice conscious inner dialogue, the more positive outcomes you experience. These outcomes, in turn, strengthen your confidence and commitment to the practice, creating a virtuous cycle of accelerated evolution. Always remember, you're not merely changing words or thoughts. You are literally reprogramming the quantum field through the power of your focused awareness. Every conscious word you choose is like a code that rewrites the matrix of your personal reality. As your practice deepens, you will begin to experience states of consciousness where words transcend their ordinary meanings and become direct vehicles of manifestation. It is as though each word transforms into a living mantra, carrying within it the power to materialize your intention. Grinberg spoke of a state he called pure syntactic awareness, a level of perception where we directly comprehend how our inner words weave the tapestry of reality. In this state, internal dialogue becomes a sacred dance with the infinite, each word a conscious expression of the divine potential that resides within us. This is the true gift of this practice, the realization that through the simple act of consciously choosing our inner words, we gain access to an infinite power of creation and transformation. No special talent or extraordinary circumstances required, only a steadfast commitment to verbal awareness. As you continue your journey beyond these pages, keep the flame of this understanding alive. Every moment is an opportunity to choose words that elevate your frequency and expand your field of possibilities. Every thought is a seed you plant in the boundless garden of consciousness. And always remember Grinberg's final words in his last published work. The universe is not something we observe from the outside. It is something we create from within, through the infinite power of our awareness. Our words are the tools of this ongoing creation. You now hold the tools for this conscious creation. Power has always resided in your words, waiting to be awakened. Continue your practice with dedication and love, knowing that every conscious word you choose is a light that not only illuminates your path, but also contributes to the enlightenment of all human consciousness. The horizon is boundless, and your journey is only just beginning. May your words always be seeds of light planted in the fertile soil of the infinite potential that you embody.